Welcome to today's episode. What do we got? Tell them.
Today we're making a protein shake, a blueberry lemon protein shake that's high in protein and part of the big breakfast, small dinner category of managing PCOS. And I'll explain that. Sirak, what are you showing them?
And we have our secret formula. I'll show the chat over here. We'll talk more about it as the episode goes along, but we'll be using our secret formula over here and kind of unveil what it's all about as the episode goes.
Oh my gosh, so exciting.
Doctor said you got PCOS. Now go on, girl, just lose some weight. Till I took the symptoms into my own hands and reversed them naturally.
All right, let's do it. So we're doing a protein powder shake or protein shake. Mm-hmm. This is for all sisters who are trying to get those like 30 grams of protein every morning.
Yes.
Right?
Sometimes it's hard to get the 30 grams of protein, especially if you don't have an appetite in the morning. And I totally get that. I see a lot of messages from sisters who just don't have the time or the appetite to sit down and eat a big breakfast. So the easiest way to get your big breakfast in is by making a protein shake in the morning. This is going to be a 700 calorie smoothie, if you could imagine that. You're not going to feel like you just ate a whole hamburger. It's going to be a good feeling afterwards. You'll feel energized and you'll feel like you can get through your morning without falling asleep.
Speaking of,
I'm pregnant.
and it's
nap time.
Yes. You want a nap? I can do this episode.
Honestly.
And it's like easy, simple ingredients. As you can see here, all the ingredients are right now in this square footage of this island. And literally we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 ingredients, all like you can easily buy from like majority of stores. And I'm sure you can find replacements too if you want something else, but very easy and simple and quick.
All right, should we get started? And we'll chit chat while we make it.
Yes. All right. What is this blender we're using? No affiliation, but I'm just curious.
But we should be affiliated.
We should be affiliated. This is Beast.
This is the Beast blender.
This is the Beast.
The Beast.
We'll show the chat. What's up, chat?
Okay.
This is what streamers say. They say, what's up, chat?
All right, sister.
I am such an unk.
What? What the?
You don't even know these terms.
I don't know what that
You're
is.
a boomer, you know. I'm just kidding.
What? I'm 33. Okay. I'm starting off by adding a banana. All right. So, Sirak, I forgot the blueberries. Can you get frozen blueberries from the freezer behind the camera?
Yes, ma'am.
So, I start by
Bottom or top?
Top. On the right. I typically start by adding bananas and some frozen berries, around half a cup of berries and a small to medium-sized banana. If the banana is bigger, I don't know. I feel like it's a lot of sugar for me, but half a banana or like one small medium banana is good enough. Then we're going to add half a cup of berries.
If you have any questions on the chat, if you have any questions about this protein shake, ask us and we'll answer as we're filming this. Someone says on TikTok, Christy says, you look beautiful in pregnancy.
Thanks, girl.
I agree.
Okay, so this is your carb for the smoothie. And in the morning, when you have PCOS, typically the morning is the best time to eat most of your calories and carbs because you're more insulin sensitive. And the reason why that is because you haven't eaten anything all night long because you were asleep, essentially, and your body was in a fasting state. And when you wake up, that is prime time to eat because your body is ready to metabolize what you put in there, right? Your insulin has been nice and low all evening, and now it's time to eat something, get some energy, and metabolize. Mm-hmm. It's really important to have those peaks and valleys of your insulin. So when you eat, it'll go up, but then it'll come back down. And you want a couple of hours where you're not eating in between meals to keep your insulin low, because that is when your body shifts into fat burning mode. Whereas when you eat, it goes into fat storing mode. And so that shift is really important for weight loss with PCOS. So we're going to add...
I'm just trying to be useful.
Thank you so much. How about you pour it?
How much?
1 cup of milk, dairy-free milk.
It's the whole thing, right?
Yeah. And
By the way, for dairy-free milk, of course, use the one that you personally like. You don't have to use milk, but we like milk as one of our favorites because it has basically no other ingredients except for almonds, and it doesn't have any it doesn't have any processed ingredients. For example, on the back of it, by the way, no affiliation. We're not getting paid for saying this. Just complete honesty. The ingredients are filtered water, which is actually really good. You don't want just regular water. Organic almonds and Himalayan pink salt. That's literally all this thing has. So, and it's unsweetened. So that's it right there.
Yes. Okay. Then next, we got our carbs, we got our dairy-free milk, and now I'm going to add 2 tablespoons of almond butter in there.
Jazzy Curls says, what protein powder do you use? We'll show you right now. It's going to be a vegan, dairy-free protein powder with limited sugars. So stay tuned. We'll talk about it right now.
Okay. So I just added 2 tablespoons of almond butter, and this is where the calories are going to start adding up because we're going to add 2 tablespoons of that, and we're going to add 2 tablespoons of chia seeds as well. This is where your healthy fat and some protein is coming in. It's going to help keep you fuller longer because there's fiber in it, especially these chia seeds. They are so high in antioxidants and calcium as well. Chia seeds are like a superfood. So some people ask, when you go dairy free, are you getting enough calcium? And my answer is, if you add chia seeds into what you're eating, you are getting some calcium. In fact, more than a glass of milk.
And by the way, I think most of us can probably agree, we don't rely on milk to get our calcium probably, or we don't even really think about it in that way. We don't usually drink a cup of milk a day or things like that. I mean, at the most, a lot of people have is cheese or certain dairy products, but I don't think as a society people are relying on milk to get calcium either.
I think that's an old campaign for marketing.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't think that's really a thing anymore.
Yeah.
Next, I'm going to add cinnamon because cinnamon is great for insulin sensitivity. So eating cinnamon daily is just one of those micro habits that really helps with insulin resistance and blood sugar control. I remember my grandma was diabetic and she would put cinnamon on all of her fruit. She would eat it as much as possible to really help with controlling her blood sugar.
I mean, this is plant medicine that goes back thousands and thousands of years. People have been using cinnamon for so many things, and of course insulin sensitivity. But we look at cinnamon pumpkin spice latte. It makes things all more fallish. But in reality, cinnamon has been seriously used in herbal medicine for such a very long time. It's not just to make something taste a certain way.
Exactly. And then I'm going to add some lemon zest. You don't have to do this if you're in a rush. Really, it doesn't have super high nutritional benefits here.
It's flavor thing.
I just really like a zesty lemon with my blueberry because the smoothie then tastes like a blueberry pie smoothie. So let me get my zester.
Go for it. I got a question from Lilia. I just got diagnosed with PCOS a month ago and found your account. I'm hoping to learn as much as I can. Well, Lilia, we're here to help you. Of course, if you're watching this as well and you're newly diagnosed, new to our page, watch all of our videos, our YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, everything there is meant to educate you. And we even have a free quiz you can take to help learn your PCOS type. So if you've just been diagnosed with PCOS and you have nowhere to go or you don't have any clue what to do, the quiz, it takes 2 minutes. Once you take the quiz, it tells you what your PCOS type may be. Remember, it's not a diagnosis. And from there, it even gives you next steps, natural steps you can take to start managing your PCOS type. And then, of course, after that, as you learn more, watch our videos, you're more than welcome to check out the Sisterhood. It has a whole 7-day trial, so you can get meal plans, workouts, and so much more. So a lot of free resources there for you to help you get started.
Okay.
All right, here we go.
So
we're cutting it now.
my lemon, and now I'm just going to put a quick squeeze of lemon in there. Again, I just really like lemon and blueberry together, and it tastes really good with the almond butter too. So I'm just going to squeeze about not the whole half of the lemon, but probably a tablespoon of lemon juice, depending on how sour you like things.
See a question from Aggie. What supplements are good for PCOS, insulin resistance, and adrenal fatigue? For insulin resistance, definitely inositol and berberine. And then for adrenal fatigue, I would look into magnesium glycinate, as that has been shown to lower cortisol levels and help with adrenal fatigue as well.
Thank you so much for that question, because I almost forgot that inositol is one of the secret ingredients to the perfect PCOS-friendly smoothie. So the point of eating a high protein smoothie that's like higher in calories in the morning.
Oh, we're adding inositol.
I'm adding it. The point is to manage your insulin resistance, okay? Studies show that when you eat a high protein, high calorie, most of your calories earlier in the day type of breakfast, I made that sound confusing. Studies show that when you eat most of your calories early in the day with a high protein, high calorie breakfast, and then a lighter dinner, the next day, your testosterone and your insulin levels can reduce by up to 50%. So you're really like creating this snowball effect, not just for that day where your blood sugar is going to be managed better, maybe you'll have less cravings, but also the next day, and as you continue the day after that, the day after that. So it has like a trickle down effect. And, you know, in 3 months of doing this, go ahead and get your blood sugar tested or have your A1C tested and see if it has improved.
Yeah, they actually did a 12-week study where they found that there was a significant reduction in total BMI and improvement in insulin sensitivity and so much more. So check out those studies. They're all very reputable, randomized clinical trials, as well as sorry, so question. I want to answer that question. But yeah, there's so much research around inositol. Just search inositol PCOS studies, and you can read all of them like we do, and it's very, very informative.
Very informative. So by adding inositol and eating this high protein, high calorie breakfast, it's like a double whammy to the insulin resistance.
Yes. As they say in the stock market, do your research.
All right.
Right? Is that what they say?
I don't look at the stock market. You look at the stock market. Last but not least, we're adding the secret Krabby Patty formula.
Because we've done all of this, but there's not really that much protein in this. The only protein you have so far is from the chia seeds, which is like maybe 5 grams or something like that, or maybe 10 grams, which is, we need 30, right?
Yeah.
So in comes the protein powder. And I even saw a question here. Anaya says, would you recommend GLP-1s? Of course, we talk about that in many different episodes and things like that. But one thing I do want to say regarding that question is this has a natural GLP-1. So let's break it down.
Let's break it down.
It took
a while to make it, and each ingredient is so mindfully chosen. Take it away.
Yeah. I mean, before we got started, we actually sent out a survey to all OvaFit customers and basically everyone that's on the OvaFit email list. And we sent them a survey about if you wanted to create your own protein powder, how would you want it to be? And this was the most engaged survey we've ever sent out, because we always send out surveys to get better and better. This one, in this case, was the most engaged survey. So we listened to what people said. Here were the top requirements demanded by sisters. Number 1, it must be a 30-day supply. Don't do that 20-day supply stuff where now I have to order more. We did that. Number 2, minimum of 20 grams of protein so I can make sure I can get what I need when I'm making my protein powder. You got that. We're not going to skimp you with 10 grams of protein or something like that. Minimum 20 grams of protein. They also wanted to be PCOS specific, which we did by adding chromium, which has been used in tons of PCOS studies to improve insulin sensitivity. We added cinnamon, one of the ingredients that Tanya was talking about. And in fact, we went so back and forth on the cinnamon because at first we had 2,000 milligrams, and it was just too much. And then we tried 500, and the flavor lost its sexiness. And then we made it perfectly at 1,000 milligrams, which is still therapeutic, and made the flavor perfect. Number 3, we added Diglofit, which is a patented fruit extract shown to naturally improve GLP-1, a natural hormone that's occurring in your body. This is what GLP-1s do, right? With the medicine, they significantly improve your GLP-1 hormone. But with this, you're naturally improving it. Obviously, not as significant as like a GLP-1 medication, but it's a natural form similar to how berberine works. So with that, what this creates basically is when you add this protein powder to your shakes or whatever you do, this not only does the protein work to help with cravings, but now there is the chromium, the cinnamon, the natural GLP-1 to really help you control your cravings throughout the entire day. One last thing I forgot to mention is sugar content. I know that this is a big thing that many PCOS women are worried about, is how much sugar does this protein bar have, this protein powder have. And usually when something tastes good, it's too good to be true, right? It means they have a ton of sweeteners, ton of sugars.
Some things like cookies and cream or like pumpkin spice flavored protein shake.
Yeah, exactly, right? It ruins the whole thing because you're enjoying it, but at the same time, you feel like it's making things worse because it's like counterproductive, sugar, protein, you know? So with ours, we only have 1 gram of sugar, but it still tastes good because we use, we used a high grade, pure form of stevia called Reb M. I want to kind of explain the science behind this for anyone who's interested, but with stevia, there is 2 versions really. Stevia Reb A, Stevia Reb M. Reb A is like the licorice, really sweet, kind of like unpalatable flavor that you're probably used to with stevia products, because that is the cheapest form, very easy to produce, and it kind of tastes like kakatapulu. Now, with the Reb M, however, this is the purest form of stevia, but it's really expensive and really difficult to produce, and you need a ton of stevia to make it. It's almost unsustainable. But you know us, we do things the right way. So what we did is there's a new form of making stevia Reb M by making it with fermented rice and fermented sugar canes. Don't worry, they extract the sugar canes from it. But what this creates, this fermented production, it creates this Reb M that tastes very similar to regular sugar without having to add like 20 grams of sugar. And it also tastes smooth without that licorice taste. And it is a more pure form that is much easier on your gut, on your body, and doesn't have any of those like stevia side effects that's related to the Reb A. So that pretty much paints the whole picture. This was like
We really covered everything.
to be honest, this was like a passion project because I have been drinking protein powder since the age of 15. I'm now 34. And in these, wow, that is really sad to say. In these 20 years, I've basically tried every protein powder and I've become more and more
hyper aware of all the ingredients.
Hyper aware and very like, I only drink protein powders if it meets certain criteria. So we did the same thing here when we created this. And this is basically.
I've been eating really chalky, disgusting, flavorless protein powder because I've been trying to avoid all of those unnecessary natural additives and sweeteners. So I'm really over that. And I want to have something that's good for women with PCOS, and all of the ingredients in it are hand selected. Yeah. One thing you didn't mention was that we also added chia seed protein and pumpkin seed protein into it.
My bad.
So it's not just pea protein, it has chia and pumpkin, which is so important because pumpkin blocks DHT, which is the more potent form of testosterone. And when you have pumpkin seeds every day or sprinkle it on your salad, you know, sometimes that's a little bit difficult to be consistent with, but we've added it to the protein shake. To the protein powder to make it easy for you. So you're getting those natural, healthy benefits. And it has like such a delicious flavor. It's like addicting. Like you will look forward to having it every morning because it, like Sirak mentioned, it doesn't have that disgusting
licorice flavor,
bitter aftertaste that stevia sometimes has or often has. This is why I've been eating disgusting protein powder because I don't like that taste. This is way more palpable and delicious. Yeah.
In fact, we had to go back and forth on the taste testing so much, the formula. But we're really happy we're here. Kathy J says, so informative. Thank you. Of course, if you have any questions about the protein powder, please feel free to send your questions. We can help explain all the details about it. Like if you want to ask about calories, this, that. someone asked for you, Talene, how does this compare to berberine in terms of the GLP-1 aspect?
It's definitely not the same thing, but you can take your berberine with this. Oh my gosh, what a great combination. You added the inositol to the shake. It has diglofit, which will help naturally boost your GLP-1s throughout the day. And now your metabolism's moving and shaking, and then you but you have a berberine on the side. And that will be so good for your insulin resistance. Try that for like 3 months and call me.
Where can I buy the protein powder? It will be coming out towards the end of December, so in about a month or a month and a half, so stay tuned.
Can I blend this?
Okay, go for it. Let's blend. Let's blend.
The chia seeds are gelling.
Let's blend.
Okay.
Is this?
Oh, it's not on.
All right, some questions.
Okay.
I see a question. Lilia says, I recently got a dietitian and she said to eat a lot of soy, and I feel like that's not a good way.
Oh, girl.
Yeah. Not right?
The heck?
I mean,
why would she say that?
Yeah, that's seems, I would think, and I'm sure Klein will back me up here, that doesn't seem to be the right suggestion, eating a lot of soy, as that can create estrogen dominance, and like you don't want to have just one source of protein as well.
Yeah, I don't really agree with that, but everyone is different. Everybody is different. Notice how I don't say mean things about other dietitians.
Yes, we don't. We don't do that.
But one thing I would suggest is eating gluten and dairy free, because that will help reduce inflammation. That's why the smoothie is gluten and dairy free, specifically dairy free. Notice how the protein powder is not whey, and the milk is almond milk, to help with reducing testosterone and also to help with reducing insulin levels, because insulin can be spiked by dairy, specifically milk and whey. So the last thing we need as women with PCOS is that situation.
Yeah.
Shall we drink it?
Okay, let's do our taste test. Let's do it. See what it's all about. First of all, how is the flow through the straw?
So good. Through the straw.
That's very good. I'm not a fan of the lemon, to be honest.
Excuse me. Excuse me. I like the lemon.
Yeah. But overall, no, it's good protein powder. I mean, good protein shake.
You know we're giving you honest feedback, sisters.
But like overall, with the lemon's a little bit like, what time of day is it? If it's in the morning, you're slapping me in the face with a lemon, sliced lemon. Why don't you just...
I love it. I love it.
No, I'm joking. It's good.
Let us know in the comments if you would want lemon zest in your
blueberry
smoothie.
Do you like lemon zest in the mornings? Tell us. I'm so curious.
I like it.
Let's see.
That kind of concludes this episode. Let's answer some questions.
Yeah, Nancy asks, hello, does it mean you can never eat dairy with PCOS? Not necessarily. When it comes to dairy, what we like to talk about is try it for 30 days and see how you feel. A lot of women with PCOS, when they try going dairy-free within the first couple of weeks, they immediately notice a reduction in insulin resistance, like cravings. They notice a reduction in also weight. What is it called when you hold on weight? My brain is not working. Weight
retention.
Weight retention, yes.
Plateau.
And then also keep in mind too, like when you go dairy-free or gluten-free or whatever you choose to do, it doesn't mean you have to cut it out forever, and it's not necessarily about perfection. It's just more so about consistency. So this is not about like being on restrictive diets or doing things like that. It's listening to your body and seeing what sensitivities you might have.
Yeah. I mean, like I mentioned, we're trying to keep our insulin levels low. And oftentimes with eating dairy, it can increase insulin throughout the day. And also it can increase androgen levels like testosterone. Because when you think about it, dairy comes from an animal's milk and it has a lot of hormones, growth hormones in it, so that the baby, baby calf or whatever can grow. And so the last thing that we need is growth hormones here with PCOS,
yes.
like insulin. So we're trying to keep it nice and low. We're trying to balance it when we're eating, and eat in a way that will allow insulin to come back down easily so we can have that period of time between now and our next meal where insulin is low and we're in fat burning mode.
Yes. I see a question here, and I love this question because this has just a recent topic. Heavy metals are found in higher concentrations in some protein powders. Have you tested your protein powder for heavy metals? Just curious. Thank you so much for bringing this up.
Love that question.
So there was a recent study done where they looked at protein powders, and they found that all protein powders essentially have certain levels of contamination with heavy metals and other ingredients. However, they found that vegan or dairy-free protein powders, I just can't say the words, vegan or dairy-free protein powders tend to have higher concentrations. Now, why is this? Well, because you have to look at the source. Where does whey protein come from? It's a derivative of milk, right? It's a derivative of milk product. Plant-based protein powders come from the dirt. Plants grow from the dirt. Therefore, the source to where they're coming from, the dirt, can have usually lead, things that can be found naturally in soil. With that being said, though, this is the exact reason why, number one, third-party testing is super important. Number two, this is not just a problem with protein powders. This is actually an insane problem with the entire supplement industry. This is the reason why we NSF certify all of our products, all of our multivitamin, Metabolism Plus, our new inositol is undergoing NSF certification. Like, all of this is because of this exact reason. And again, this goes back to like our experience, our entire lives, and knowing what the industry is about. So to that question, I explained the thing. So I'm trying to think, are you doing third-party testing? Yes. So we're doing testing not only with the raw material. So before we get the raw material, we're getting that material tested. And then once we do the final canister and everything, those are independently tested at our other facility to make sure there's no heavy metals, there's no pesticides, there's no other ingredients. Basically, what you're getting is what you're getting.
Yeah. We're very hyper aware of things like this. That's why we wanted to make a PCOS-friendly version of protein powder that's not just, cookies and cream flavor, and is actually good for us.
Yes.
And it tastes good.
All right. Well, if you have any other questions, please let us know. We'd love to answer any questions you have about the protein powder or in general about the recipe. Hello to Isabella. How's it going? All right.
All right, sisters. That concludes our podcast episode about protein.
Yes.
Thank you so much for joining us. Let us know in the comments if you enjoyed this, if you like lemon in your smoothie.
I saw a couple people said, yes, I do like lemon, so.
Thank you. Thank you, sisters.
Before we go, what is the weirdest symptom you've ever linked to PCOS that you didn't know was PCOS?
Swelling of your hands and feet. Because when you have high insulin levels, you retain more water. And I've received several messages from sisters who have gone down an entire shoe size once they started managing their insulin resistance. And I posted about it once, and then I got like a bunch of comments of people who also it's so interesting, like a shoe size. Like, you have to literally change your wardrobe, like your clothing and your shoes.
Yes. Just see a couple of last second questions. When is the time frame of this dropping? In about a month and a half. Will come out very soon. Don't worry, we'll keep you updated. How much will it be? We're going to make it as affordable as possible. We listened to, in our survey, for example, what people were wanting to be around, and we're going to get it basically in that price range. Essentially in the lower 40s, because that's like on the lower end of vegan protein powders. But just to be fully transparent, we're trying to make it as affordable as possible and manageable for you sisters.
Someone says, when is it dropping?
Month and a half.
Month and a half.
Just want to say I love you guys, says Amber. Oh, thank you so much. We love you. You're the best. All right,
sisters.
I think that's all is it plant-based? Yep, it's plant-based. All right. I think that is all the questions about the protein powder and smoothie. Okay, all right. People on the podcast are like, okay, what's going on? right, everybody. Thank you so much
All
for
right.
joining today's episode. Stay tuned. We also have more interactive videos like this coming out as well. And once this protein powder is out, you can order that from ovafit.org. We'll let you know when it is out, though. Don't worry.
Yes, the link will be in the description. Talk to you soon.
Bye.
Bye.